going to make an announcement for people watching this later for YouTube. Thank you for your support of ease. And the classes that we have, you can certainly make a donation if you haven't already, which I know many of you haven't. Thank you so much on the ease website. We're going to use a couple props today, so if you want to find maybe a towel or a blanket, if you have a block, you can use a block. Starting on our backs, I'm going to actually use a block, but I'm going to drape my blanket over top to give it a little bit more cushion. And finding your way, if you want to, once you're there, let your head roll side to side. Feel free to just, if you have your hips this high on the block in particular, or something that's higher than just a folded blanket, then maybe don't rock your hips too far over, just a tiny little shimmying, doing any kind of stretching over the top of the head. Finding your way into some stillness. It can be the hardest pose on any given day. Or it can always be the most delightful place to be. Make sure your feet are wide enough, maybe towards the outer edges of the mat, and then you can certainly take yourself flat, like those of you who are already there. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose, and let it out through the mouth. As you find your natural breathing rhythm, maybe notice the back of the breath. It's like a little soft sweep of the breath in the back of the throat. Finding a place where you can bring more awareness to your breath is a great way to know you have that place to go back to if you find yourself wandering off into the future of your day or something that happened in the past. We're practicing becoming still, meaning no the release of doing and more being, but it is practice. It takes time. Paying attention maybe physically how you have landed on your mat and whether you're feeling spacious today or you're feeling a little maybe more rigid, or just taking a moment to notice the sensations of the body. And checking in with your attitude and just where's your mind and heart today. Able to allow yourself to land softly, or are you feeling a little heavy? Just keep breathing with that natural breathing rhythm. Rolling, imagining you're just rolling on the waves, letting it carry you into a little bit deeper sense of letting go and a sense of ease. Since it's Wednesday, middle of the week, already not coming off of the weekend, we've already been probably somewhat busy and trying to find our new rhythm as we're having more opportunities to be out and commitments. Thought I would just read, we practice for the joy of setting aside the daily demands of life to learn more about peace and the art of being. Read it again. I like this quote because whenever, any day, any moment, reading this sort of brings us back to that. We can take ourselves out of our moment or day of getting spun up in our own drama and just set it aside and practice even just the breathing. Practice for the joy of setting aside Practical demands of daily life to learn more about peace and the art of being. And if you don't have your hands on the belly, if you just have them to the sides, you might decide to change it up or keep them there. Just bring one hand underneath the belly button and the other hand on top. Just softly let the palms relax, let the elbows relax, and move the palms wherever you need to. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose and a soft sigh out through the mouth. And then start to deepen the breath. So there's a few different ways that you can do this. You can imagine or be aware of the sensation of the belly moving towards the palms as you inhale and then drawing the breath up through the rib cage up to the chest. And then exhale, chest, rib cage softens, and belly drops towards the spine. Inhale. Belly fills, breath starts to move up through the rib cage. Maybe once the breath is in the chest, you also feel the shoulders rolling away from each other. And then as you exhale completely, letting go, chest, rib cage, belly. So you can keep going, practicing that pranayama exercise, or if you like the counting of the breath, feel free to do that. You can count your inhalations and exhalations, perhaps eventually letting the exhalation come a little longer. Just find a place where you can get into a rhythm without over effort. Letting go of all of it, if you would like. Just keeping the intention of creating more space for the body with the inhalation and the exhalation. Fingertips, palms soft. And then slowly come back to your natural breathing rhythm. Soften through the face and the lips. Let the breath happen naturally, no effort. No directing, I should say. And softly slide your left hand or one of your hands up towards your chest, the other hand on the belly. And as you breathe in, feeling that bottom palm almost start to slide away as the front palm starts to slide up towards the throat when you're inhaling. And then as you exhale, just it's a very subtle sensation of the palms coming towards one another. It may not actually move. It may just be sensation of the belly and the chest giving you that sensation that they're moving away from each other. A few more. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And then slowly bring your palm that was on the heart back to the belly, and then let your elbows relax on the ground. Start to sway your right knee a little over towards the right, let the left follow. So think about it, maybe it's like a 20% range, especially because you're on this prop. And the higher up you are, the more you want to be kind to your lower back. So just notice maybe the sensation of the belly sliding underneath the palms. And you can rotate maybe to 30%, just not looking for a big range, we're just looking to get some movement in the hips and a little massage maybe on the back. And then walk the feet in a little bit closer. You would bridge pose, feet about hip width apart. And then take your left hand on your heart, your right hand on top. Take a breath in through the nose. As you take a soft sigh, begin to reflect on something you're grateful for at this very moment. And slowly letting the elbows back to the floor. Flip the palms facing down. Lift up your hips and slide your support out to the side. As you lower the hips, imagine that you're pulling the hips a little towards the heels, like you're lengthening the lower back. You feel the shoulders come up towards the ears, that's fine. Now you can start to slide the fingers forward, lifting the chin slightly just to create that space between the shoulders and the neck. And then draw your right knee in towards your chest. Squeeze, interlocking in front of the shin, or you can hold underneath the thigh. Take that knee away, hold on with the right hand, and give it a little circle around. And if you want to explore bringing the knee in towards the midline, circling out to the side, you can do that. You can just take it in to either side or in and out, just explore. Try to let your shoulders and the whole body be at ease. You're just bringing some circulation to the socket, so we're not looking for any big range or stretch. And then take it in towards the midline. Just a very gentle press with your palm on the outside edge of the knee. Just tiny, tiny, tiny. And then bring it up, and as you press just bring it up towards like hip, towards your hip, and then press your palm into the outside of that knee. It's an isometric stretch. You're just pressing, it's kind of active, and then lower that foot down to get long, and then let the other leg, left leg, go. Take a moment and breathe in through the nose, let it out through the mouth. Probably feels good to keep the legs long, and then bring the legs back up, feet are on the floor. This time draw that left knee in towards the chest, and then you can squeeze, not necessarily in towards the shoulder, but in towards the belly and chest. Straight down over the thigh. Whenever you're ready, you can take that left hand to the knee and circle it around gently. Sway side to side. Practice say circle in the other direction if you are taking circles. Just sway, or you just push it back and forth. Closing your eyes is also nice because it really brings your attention to exactly where you're feeling the sensation. So you might give that a try if you don't already do that. And then bring the knee in a little bit closer, and then take the knee in towards the midline a little bit. Keep that right knee up towards the ceiling. And then bring it out as you start to press into that palm. I'm just spreading out my fingers, and I just have the palm on the side of the knee. Pressing the knee in towards the palm in towards the knee. It's pretty active sensation. And then we'll let it go. Place the foot on the floor first, and then lengthen both legs. Left first, and then right. Take your hands to the belly, and then just shimmy yourself around like you're just kind of shaking, like ragdoll. Everything loose. Point your toes. So take your feet wide towards the outer edges, and then just point the toes like you're pointing as far as you can. Open up the arms maybe to a Y, and then you can stretch through the fingers. Shoulders will come up towards the ears, that's okay. And then just make yourself super active, and then just let it all go. And inhale, stretch, and then let it go. And this time, take it one more time. This time as you stretch, when you let it go, just let your head float wherever it goes. Same with the fingers, the arms. Maybe one arm starts to slide a little lower than the other. Or you rock your head to one side and you try to bring it back to the center. Don't do that. Just let yourself be exactly as you have released. And then squeeze your glutes together and imagine that your hip bones are kind of going out towards the side. Super active, and it should feel good in front of the hips. Right, and then we'll let it go. Bring the hands to the belly, or you can take them anywhere you'd like. Sides, anything works. And squeeze your glutes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You don't have to flex the feet or anything, it's just squeezing the glute. And imagine that your inner thighs are rolling out to the sides because your feet probably like to usually do that. And then we'll let it go. It's usually pretty good on your hips. And then bring the legs back together, bring both knees in towards the chest, and then give yourself a big circle, noticing the difference in the hips. So even with that squeeze of the glutes, it gives you like this surge of circulation on the hips and the glutes. So it's a good thing to keep they say, move it to lube it. Our body's moving. So hopefully you're getting a nice soft swirl here. We're going to try one more thing with our strengthening our hips a little bit. So come into your bridge pose. So your heels are coming close towards your glutes, knees are up towards the ceiling. And then press to the feet. Feel the heel press all the way through the toes. So you have that nice foundation. Palms are facing down. You can use the forearms and the elbows here even. And then imagine that the thighs are squeezing a little towards one another. And then roll down. So it doesn't have to be your biggest expression. It's up to you. Really let your pelvis tilt here so you have that arch in the back when you come down. And then start to slowly bring the sacrum down and lift up. So the idea of when you said just, if you have a block or something you want to take in between your knees, that's also nice too. It really helps feel that stretch in the front of the quads when you have the idea of squeezing the inner thighs towards each other, the inner knee, lower down nice and slow. Keep going in a flow if you would prefer. Inhale. So you can stay. You stay, maybe you tuck the chin slightly and then you lift the head and lengthen the back of the neck. And just give yourself that support of the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the back of the arms. See how that feels. Imagine maybe your kneecaps are lifting up, but they're also pointing forward like headlights. Good. And then exhale, come down. Great. And you can shake the hips out a little bit if you'd like to. So then we're going to strengthen a little more into the right side. So as you start to bring up the hips, you're going to shift the weight into that right foot, not just into the heel. Imagine that you're pressing into the mound of the big toe and the chin toe. And just see how that feels. Your range, as far as how high your hips go, depends on how energetic you want to be, but you just definitely want them high enough so that you're supporting your lower back. And then if you'd like, you can walk, bring that heel, toe and heel, that foot a little closer towards the center, that left foot, that is. And then you can hover that foot. You really need to use the strength of the back of the arms, your breath helping lift you up. And then place that foot back down if you were hovering, and then lowering down nice and slow. Right, try it on the other side. So inhale slowly. And remember, you don't have to hover. You can just shift the weight a little bit into this one and then that into the left foot. So feel your foundation first. Don't worry so much about the hovering or the shifting of the weight until you feel supported. Back of the head, back of the neck, shoulders, arms. Good. Shifting the weight from the heel and into the big toe so you're supported. So it's almost as though you have very little weight into the right foot. Make sure you're lifting enough so that your lower back doesn't hurt. Maybe even think of the shins pulling forward. And if you want to try to hover, feel free. It's really, really energetic. If you get a cramp in the back of your thigh, just put the foot down and massage that thigh. The hips a little more. Release down nice and slow. Take a breath in, let the belly feel that little arch in the back, and then as you start to tilt the pelvis up, you're going to feel the lower back making a print into the mat. And then just go back and forth with a few little pelvic tilts. If you want to take a couple more of those hip strengtheners, feel free to do that. Otherwise, just take some pelvic tilts. If you bring both hands onto the belly, and a nice sensation. So you're rounding, pressing, lengthening all the way through the spine, starting with the lower back. And then as you inhale, feeling the belly rise, you get that little arch in the back. Space. You can feel the space with your hand. And as your legs nice and long, take your arms out to a T. Flex into the heels this time. Feel the calves maybe pressing down a little bit. And you can relax the arms, or you can be energetic with the arms. You can even hover them if you're feeling energetic today. More. Take a big breath in through the nose, and then just release the feet. And the toes back up towards the ceiling. Press through the heels and down with the calves. You might even start to feel press up with the hip bones, a little arch in the back, whatever feels appropriate. Just get safe. And then slowly bring the knees in towards the chest. Take a couple little circles around before we roll over on the side and come up to sitting. Circling, other direction, keeping the knees in smaller range than in the beginning. Widen the knees. And maybe take the head and sway. Anything else that calls your name, feel free to do that. Otherwise, you can press into the feet, take the hips over towards the right, and then roll over to a comfortable seat. Take your time. If you would like to have a support underneath of your seat, feel free to do that. You can come into your comfortable seat. Maybe try today thinking about bringing the feet towards underneath of the knees. A lot of times I sit this way, or my knees are a little bit wider, and sometimes it just has a really different sensation. If you need some support under your knees, I have only one block here for right now, but a lot of times I'll use a block underneath if I have a knee that's a little cranky, or two if I have both knees that are cranky. And then just shift your weight back and forth a little bit. Just subtle. It's almost like a little very relaxed cat-cow. Inhaling forward, exhaling. Thinking about your sitting bones supporting you. You can even lift the flesh to the sides and behind you. Just a couple more rock back and forth. Not too far so that your lower back is not happy. And then swaying a little side to side. And then making your way maybe into some circles. So check in with your back and see, are the circles feeling really good, or is it just, I need to kind of go side to side, relax the elbows, arms can be down or up, to you. And then wherever you are, whether you're circling or you're going side to side, think about lifting through the side body, growing a little taller, stacking your spine a little, and then get a little more into the shoulders, whether you're circling. Make sure you circle the other direction, just sway side to side. Good. And then start to press a little bit into, start to lean a little over towards the left. Maybe you just use your palm and you press a little bit away from you. Not down, but away. And then switch to the other side. I guess this really could do this if you circled around, I suppose. Just a bit more tricky. But one more time on each side, and then inhale, let the arms come up. Exhale, take the arms out to the sides, and then bring the shoulders like towards the ears, which we usually don't ever want to do. And then as you exhale, imagine that you are lengthening on the sides and then widening. So it's like a up and then a down and an out sensation. But try to reach up as though you're lifting the back of your shoulder blades. Someone came behind you and lifted them up, and then start to lower them, but you're noticing the length between the neck and the shoulders, and then you're broadening. Maybe even lift up underneath the arms, like imagine that somebody just stuck their hands in there and went, lift them up a little bit. That probably makes you laugh. Take an inhale and exhale, and then externally rotate the shoulders, open up the palms, rotate wherever is workable for you. Feel maybe a stretch through the arm and even the forearms. And then we're going to internally rotate, so lift the shoulders a little bit. And then internally rotating the shoulders in and then dropping the chest. And where do your hands go? Doesn't matter. You're safe with the shoulders, but you're reaching out. It's pretty active. And then flip the palms facing up. And then exhale, bring the elbows in and down. So I guess I could probably do a class of arm things for a while, and you would be like, oh, it's strenuous stuff, just floating your arms back and forth. So let your legs shake out and then switch your orientation. So you have the other leg in front and notice a different orientation. This leg wants to be up, so I'm going to give myself a little punch. All right, and then lift sitting bones, get your flesh away. You'll notice it gives you a little broader seat. And then inhale, rise the arms up, and then as you exhale, you're going to take your right hand, and you're going to bring it towards the thigh or the knee as you rotate, flip the palm around, rotate your left arm behind you, and keep that nice length. Think of it as a kickstand so that you're not kind of seeing what you have over here. Good. And then stay there and breathe. So wherever it's comfortable for your hand to go, or you can stay, because each time you inhale, think of letting go in the exhalation, you might be able to create a little bit more ease and into a stretch. Twist. Take a deep breath in through the nose and then let it out through the mouth. And then let your arms rise up, rotating your torso so you're rotating all the way as opposed to just the shoulders. And then same thing, let that left hand fall where it's natural, and notice it may be in a different place than it was on the other side. And then let that back hand, if you're sitting up on a blanket or a bolster, you might need to tense your fingers so that you can keep that nice extension of your spine. And then use that breath. Full breath in. Exhale out. Little tiny, tiny increments, keeping the chest lifted. You want to play around with your eye gaze or just shake your head no and shake your head yes to release any tension. And use your breath. Inhale, come all the way up. Rotate to the other side one more time. Let your hands fall naturally. Maybe you see, open up a little bit more so your hand is in a different place. And inhale, the idea of lengthening as you rotate. And then as you start to turn to the other side, you feel a nice release. Slowly just bring your fingers around to the front. Let your legs come out long. If you're on a support, come closer to the edge of the support. If you're going to stay here long, we'll double up my blanket so I have a bit more height. So I'm just going to show you to do that. And then come to the edge, point and flex your feet. And make sure the toes are facing up towards the ceiling. You don't have to be super active in the legs if you don't want to. Take your hands up. Use your thumb and your first finger, flip them down, take them inside the hip crease, and then press down, lengthen crown of the head, think of the spine, between the spine extending, and you can stay here, you can be active in the legs, or you can soften through the feet, just pressing down, or you can give yourself a little fold forward. So press down, and then maybe let the fingers roll the inner thighs lightly. Back in and relax. Press down a little bit, and then imagine that you're rolling, like you're rolling your wrist down towards the mat. You're rolling flesh out to the sides. Back in, release, and then try it one more time. Or you can skip that part, just forward fold. Just be mindful of your lower back. You're lifting up, and you're lengthening forward. Which reminds me, if I think I talked about props before, but just real quick, used to do this in the studio where you widen and then you use your bolster and you your head relax. Oh, it's so lovely. So if you haven't gotten a bolster yet, I highly recommend it so that you do some more restorative things. All right, and then bring your feet back in. You can squeeze in front of the shins or hold underneath the thighs. Give yourself a rounding of the upper back, maybe the whole spine. Remembering if you have osteoporosis or osteoarthritis, any other challenges, you want to not take a flexion in your spine because the front of your spine will be pressing into the back of your spine, causing that compression. So I have osteoporosis, but I will typically just lift my upper back and just round into my upper back as opposed to the whole spine. And then let your legs come out, and we'll meet over on our hands and knees. Once you're on your hands and knees, come instead of neutral table. That's going on here. Keep your arms a little bit wider out in front of you, but keep your knees hip width apart, your feet directly behind you. And then just shift back and forth a little bit. As you come forward, maybe let the hips drop. Should feel pretty. You can walk your hands out as much as you need to if that bothers your wrists, or just make sure that you're using your palm and all of your fingers and you're lifting the energy up. So this would be your exhalation, and this would be your inhalation, and then your exhalation would be just either keeping a flat spine here, flat back, or you can go all the way back and around. It's up to you. Play around with how this feels. It should feel nice to lengthen. Deep breath. Complete exhalations. Once you drop the hips, you can also explore taking a little mini push-up here where you're drawing the elbows close to the side, so they're not going out to the side, really risk if you have to rotate the sit, which you could do. But now, we're just dropping the hips, you're pulling in, and then you just are lowering, pulling the elbows back. A little mini push-up. Really, really important to use the whole hand here, not just the wrist. So that's just an add-on if you were feeling inspired in that way. And then eventually, a couple more times, you can stay in your child's pose if you'd like, or you can come down to puppy pose. Once you're in puppy pose, walk your elbows a little bit closer. And sometimes I take my fingers in between just to make sure that I have the alignment that I need and support for my stacking my bones. And then relax. Forehead or chest. And once you have that stretch, maybe you start to move the elbows back and just get the nice back stretch and let go of the shoulders. Get to stay high, puppy. Reconnect with your breath. Using your breath to sweep, clearing more space, allowing more ease. And then slowly sliding yourself back up. Come all the way, maybe round a little bit here, drawing yourself up onto your knees, opening up your heart and letting your hands face forward. Curl the toes either one at a time and do a little lean back, or you can do both at the same time, either way. Curl the toes. Again, it's kind of like a little kickstand, but you're also using the top of your right foot. If you lengthen, pull the energy up, and then just let yourself glide back gently. You can keep your eye gaze forward if that bothers your neck for sure. Just play around a little bit there. So you're leaning, but you're also imagining if you have ropes here, lift that thigh bone. Good. And then coming back. So center. Take a breath in, reach the arms up over the top of the head, and then this time we're going to just fold forward, letting the fingertips glide behind you. You can come all the way down and round if that feels good, or back here. Eyes, try to close your eyes and see how that changes the experience. You have to really be mindful about using your body as support. You might want to float open a little bit more, or you might want to take a breath. And so you can make your flow more energetic, or you can make your flow with a lot more ease. And check in with yourself. And then once you come back to the lift on your knees, your arms are forward, started from, take your hands and just reach either to the outside edges of your ear, or take your hands, fingertips to the back of the head, and then focus more on just the chest lift here, not lifting the whole body back. So just think about tucking the chin slightly, and then as you lift the chin up, notice how the chest wants to come as well. You can use your hands interlocking even if that works for you, if you want to let your head sink back into the palms. So just keep elbows pointing out, chest up, and then tuck. Little tiny, might feel good on the back of the neck, even to get a stretch there. Open up through the back of the neck and the shoulders. The shoulder blades will start to come a little towards one another as you just focus on that opening up the heart space. Right. Next time you exhale, you can bring the elbows down, and then we're going to come up to standing. It is Wednesday, and I did say Wednesdays will be a little more active. We haven't stood up in a while, but trust me. You can curl that back toe, press into the front palm, or thigh, and then come up. I'm going to switch my orientation a little bit. You can see me. All right. And then once you're there, you can shake out, you can pedal your feet. This is a whole new orientation here, so take your time. And then finding your Tadasana pose. Maybe press into one heel, then the other, and the toes, and start shifting the weight. People got a little, try not to hyperextend your knees, arms can relax to the sides. The lift of the chin, feeling the crown of the head rising as you're using the heel all the way out to the pinky toe and the big toe, creating this V shape on both feet. Find some ease. Good. And then bring your hands to your hips. We're going to take a warrior two, peaceful warrior, a little flow. So you're going to step out, facing whichever side you would like. I don't know if this will be your front side or your front or your back of your mat. So let's say our right foot. And then before you just go to your warrior two, kind of explore in the warrior two here. Think about your feet. So where are my feet? Am I feeling connected? Am I using strength in my feet to then connect with my ankle and my shins? You want to bend a little your knees, like where are we going here? Think about your hips. Warrior one, we're facing this way. We're nice and open here in our warrior two. And then starting to find your stance. Check in with your back foot and have it slightly in or forward. Figure out where it feels best to you, especially the length of your legs. And then check in with your ankle or your knee, and then just make sure you can see your big toe. How does that feel on your hip? Keep your hands on your hips if you'd like, or you can reach the arms out to the side. So you're reaching up, lengthening here. Again, someone's lifting, releasing the shoulders, out with the arms, taking your eye gaze perhaps over towards the right fingers. Giving yourself a breath here. So this idea of ease and strength. So we eased our way pretty much all the way up to standing, and now we're exploring our strength. Think about your feet pressing in, and maybe but the energy is going down, but then also in both of these directions. Good. Relax through the shoulders. And then we'll take Peaceful Warrior. So just let that left hand come towards the thigh, or you can continue to bend the elbow and take it around to the side, reaching this right arm up, or you can continue to go back if that is workable for you. Make sure that you didn't start to rise up with the knee. Let that knee come back right over the ankle. You want to explore closing your eyes or shaking your head no, and yes, maybe not with your eyes closed doing that, but. And then exhale, come back to your Warrior Two. Inhale, come back to your Peaceful Warrior. Explore. Lengthen the right side of the body. Are you still feeling really supported by your legs? And then come back to your Warrior Two. And then we're going to take side angle, but a very light variation. So you're just going to take the back of your right palm down towards either the thigh or just inside the knee. And imagine that you're pressing, whether it's the thigh or the knee, you're pressing into that knee and the palm is pressing in. And then you can stay here, thinking about keeping angling here, side angle. The other expression of the pose is sinking in a little bit more and then less letting this arm stay here. So I'm keeping it gentle today, but if you want to take your expression there, you're welcome to do that. You can also reach this arm up, taking it to the side of the body. Make sure that you don't rotate down and keep that nice movement. Staying there for maybe 3 more breaths wherever you are. Shake your head no. Check in with your feet, don't grip with your toes. And then use your inhalation to come back up. Take a peaceful. Good. And then exhale. You're going to start to walk the feet so that the toes are facing forward. Maybe make your stance a little bit shorter. And then take the feet out. Heels are coming in. Check in with your stance. And then we're going to bend the knees. Shake the knees a little bit here. Just let your arms relax. And then a couple options. You can go up and down with the thighs. Massage the thighs as you come up and down. Or you could stay and then rotate the right shoulder over towards the left a little bit. Inhale through the center. Exhale. Good. And then the other option would be to take a forward fold where you would take the feet this way as opposed to rotating. Maybe you like the twist. Maybe it feels good on the inner thighs. If you want to be softer, maybe you just slide the hands down, big bend into the knee, slide the hands up and down. Maybe front of the legs and then feet, hands to the back of the legs. You can let the head drop, hold the opposite elbows. Again, if you have any spinal challenges, it's better to keep it flat back here than it is to take that full flexion. So explore. See how it feels. Create your own movement if you want to. Take 3 more breaths wherever you are. And then we'll switch to our Warrior Two on the other side. So just gently rotating that left foot out. Start to find your stance. Feel free to take a couple breaths to move back and forth, kind of ease the body into the pose. This can be on the hips. Check in with your stance and then try to rotate the hips. Just Warrior One this way, Warrior Two, we're trying to get a little more opening in our hips. Definitely the knee over the ankle. Strong foundation. If you need to change it up and just hold here instead of taking the arms out, feel free to do that. Keep the chest lifted. Otherwise, inhale, bring the arms out. Give a little peek back here. A lot of times we end up about here. I think it's personally harder for my shoulder than just keeping it out straight. Keep the eye gaze over towards the left, fingers this time. Find some ease, some strength, and a little ease somewhere. As you exhale next time, take your Peaceful Warrior. Remember, you can just let the arm glide down, or you can rotate the shoulder and take the arm behind you. And then inhale back to your Warrior Two. Legs stay exactly the same. I'm bumping my hip out a little here. It's kind of nice to be able to see. So, come on. And then take your Peaceful. Inhale back to your Warrior Two, stretching through the arms. Nice. And then we'll take our side angle. So you can take the hand down to the side here, just take the back of the palm and imagine maybe just for a moment, you don't have to do it the whole entire time, but just imagine that palm is firmly on the inside of the knee, gently, or the thigh, here, and that you're just feeling that nice alignment, and then you can create a little bit more ease there. You can continue to go with the arm up over the top of the head, making sure that you're pressing into the inner arch of the right foot and the outer arch, not just one or the other. You're strong through the arms. One more nice deep breath. Find some ease as you exhale, and then use the inhale to bring you back up. Using your warrior two, one more peaceful warrior. Exhale. And then you'll swirl the arms around. Actually, we forgot to go back to the center, so let's go back to the center real quick. Feet go out, bend into the knees. You can just shake here, letting it all out. You can take the forward fold. If you want the forward fold, take the feet so they face forward. If you want to take the stretch and twist, inhale up, exhale. It's really important to bring yourself up a little bit before you twist rather than just twisting this way. So make sure you inhale a little bit and then you exhale with this idea of just gliding the shoulder over you, and you explore how that feels on your shoulder, on your back. Pretty active, holding on here, the thigh. Forward fold, keep the knees bent, slide the arms down, drop the head, inhale, come back up. And then we will all meet with the feet, toe and heeling the feet back in towards each other. Just a little step, take a big breath in, float the arms down gently, take your Tadasana pose here, maybe a little bit more casual, a little bit more ease rather than very strong. Keeping your eyes 2, 3, and awakening and making your way back down slowly. Transitions are also part of our yoga. And then finding your way, let's go to the belly just for a moment. I know we're getting close to, we still have 9 minutes. So come to the belly first. So we can get some length through the lower back. Reach the fingers in front of you, stretch through your toes. And then inhale, slide the elbows back a little bit closer. And then tuck the chin slightly. And as you tuck the chin, remember, as you lift the chin, think about the chest starts to broaden forward. And then exhale. Walk the elbows out as much as you need to if you're feeling a little bit too much compression here in the lower back. So you can still do it, just with a smaller range so that you don't get that compression in the lower back. So experiment. Try not to have the elbows out to the sides. If you do have the elbows in a little bit closer, you get a little bit more support on your shoulders. And Sphinx pose is actually with the elbows close in towards the chest. Pulling the chest forward. I don't feel any compression here because I am engaged with my feet behind me and then rolling shoulder blades away, chest goes forward. So active. It's not compressed. Play around with where that feels good to engage. You can even take the fingers out, way out in front of you, tent the fingers, and imagine that you're taking the legs behind you. And then we'll all meet with the forehead on top of the palms. Shake out the hips slightly. Maybe roll the head a little side to side. Curl the toes, press into the toes just a little bit, and then just let the knees come down. Bend the knees, so take the feet towards the outer edges of the mat. And then just let the knees bend, forehead stays down as you just rotate the feet. Maybe even lift the hips as you go back and forth. Lifting one hip at a time. And then circling the feet around, real gently, really, really gently. In the other direction. Letting the feet come back down. And then we'll roll over onto our back. As promised, I will cue you in taking your Supta Konasana. And if you don't have an appropriate prop that you feel like is supporting, or if it's not the pose that you want to do, then feel free to take something else right now. Just intuitively find an option that feels good for you. So we won't use this in our Shavasana. We'll just take this for a couple of minutes. So you can use a blanket, a couch cushion. You can even put your legs on top of a chair or a couch and do this as well. So some people without a prop at all, it's not an option for me. So I like them restorative. So I bring the prop nice and close, soles of my feet together, and then sometimes it's nice to just let them flip over the other side. Sometimes the feet, the legs, the thighs supported, and the belly, arms can be to the sides. Use the support underneath of your head. If you feel like you need some support in your neck. And lastly, you can do one at a time. So kind of experiment, see if you can stay there. Say for, I'll count a bit, maybe 20 breaths or so. Breath in through the nose, let it out through the mouth. If you're not sure what to do because you don't have a prop, then maybe constructive rest would be a good option. Feet are towards the outside edges, let the knees fall towards one another, and just let the hands rest on belly. Letting yourself pause and land just as you are this moment. Give yourself one more nice deep breath. If it's comfortable and you want to stay there for your Shavasana, you certainly can do that. Completely up to you. If you would prefer to draw the knees in, you can help bring the knees in towards one another, and coming out of this pose. Just use the knees. If you have the support, maybe you just drape the legs over top. And then you stay there with the arms out to the sides. Any other variation? Feel free to make yourself comfortable, and then you choose to stay there. After I lead you out of Shavasana, feel free to do that too. So, making sure that you're comfortable. It's hard to be relaxed when we're not comfortable. Take your time to set up for that. Remembering that your Shavasana is also a balancing pose. Balancing the effort and the ease. Allowing yourself to unfurl just as you are. Letting your natural breathing rhythm. Hold and support you. Softening through the face. Letting the upper back, mid back, lower back. Furl with the breath. Back of the legs. Allowing them to be heavy. Back of the calf, heel. Allowing the front of the feet, every toe. Let go. Front of the foot soft. Skin on the shins just drape off the bone. Thighs falling open naturally. Belly soft. Rib cage flowing gently with the breath. Expanding and contracting out any of our effort. Just letting the body do the work. Heart space shining with that new circulation and breath we created. Soft throat. Heavy eyelids. Soft between the brow. Back of the skull. Creating an imprint in the back of the head. Allowing yourself to slowly come back into awareness outside of your body. Listening for any intuitive movements that are calling, maybe rocking the head side to side or whatever comes to mind. Your left hand on your heart, your right hand on top. Take a breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. Taking a moment to reflect on something that you're grateful for at this very moment. Maybe a little extra gratitude for your body and all that it's doing to keep you alive. And slowly, maybe bringing the knees towards the chest or giving yourself a stretch. Arms up over the top of the head. No right or wrong, just safe. Making your way over onto your right side. Taking a moment there. Coming to a comfortable seat whenever you're ready. Reaching the arms up over the top of the head. Inhale, connect the hands together as you bring them down to the heart. Thumbs to the sternum. Tip the chin slightly. And then lift the head. Remembering that we practice for the joy of setting aside the daily demands of life to learn more about peace and the art of being. Thank you so much for showing up on your mat today and being part of the Ease community. Sharing all of your smiles and energy, even though we aren't together. Feel it, you can see it, and let the light that shines within you shine brightly today and every day. Namaste. Thank you.